Hello and welcome to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. And if you've been with me since January of 2023, you will know that Embracing the Fight is about normalizing the conversations surrounding physical and mental health issues and concerns. And of course, no one wants to really sit down and talk about those things because they fear that they will be judged or looked at differently. And no one wants to deal with that because everyone wants to feel like they're independent and they can do things on their own and they don't want to be questioned, especially if it's something like mental health. And if you feel like, people are looking at you differently, it's very hard for you to be a part of the room or part of the conversation. And that has to stop. People need to feel like they can be included. That's why I
Absolutely.
started the journey off with talking about thyroid cancer. That is my current journey. So, if you are interested in being on Embracing the Fight, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and you can send me a message. You can also send me a message to operations at diversitydesign.com, or you can find me anywhere on social media at Embracing the Fight. The only difference on Instagram, it is Embracing the Fight underscore. Now that I've gotten the business out of the way, you'll see that I have a very handsome man on screen with me today, and I'm going to allow him the opportunity to introduce himself. This is episode 87. God has never left you. And if you see, I have a very handsome man on the screen, and I want him to introduce himself. So, who are you?
Hi, my name's Irv Anthony. I'm a comedian, stand-up comedian. Been doing it for like 13 years plus.
Okay.
I have an estranged son. He's 16.
Okay.
I say estranged because we ain't getting along. I got a 16-year-old son.
Well, that's how all teenagers are at some point, I
Right.
guess. I wasn't like that. I was never estranged with my parents.
Yeah, these
I'm
kids
sorry.
are built different.
All right. So people always ask before we get started, how did we meet? So, Irv, how did we meet?
We met on the internet. I
I'm gonna
think
have
it
to
was
come to one of your
Facebook.
shows. I'm gonna have to come to one of your shows. Yes, it was
hmm
on Facebook. We did meet
hmm
on Facebook. All right. So, why did you want to name this episode "God Has Never Left You"?
I think I remember that quote. It's something that my grandma said to me before she passed. I kind of made it a quote that kind of gets me through any hard situation that I may be pondering on too long or too hard.
Okay.
I just give it to God because I don't have it. Personally, that's how I feel. I don't have it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, with that, something that he didn't mention is that I threw out to him after, we made introductions on Facebook. And he was telling me about his situation. I suggested that he come on my podcast and he, readily agreed. So can you tell us, why you're here today? What is your story?
Well, on October 25th of 2021, I had a near fatal stroke.
Mhm.
I was unresponsive in ICU for 5 days, and I was told that I coded twice. When
Mhm.
man said no, God said yes. I'm
Okay.
literally a walking miracle,
Okay. So what actually caused you to
walking,
have to be in
running,
the
and
hospital?
joking miracle. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'm a walking, running, and joking miracle.
Yeah, you are
All
drinking
things I
miracle for
do
sure.
daily.
So, what actually caused you to have to go to the hospital to start?
I went because I had pneumonia and I was ignoring it. So
Mhm,
once I got to the hospital, they told me like my heart was extremely weak and
mhm,
it needed someone else made the decision for me.
mhm,
So because I was, I guess, out of it,
mhm,
they probably had knocked me out. Anyways, I got there and they figured out they needed to dig in my heart. They
mhm,
dug in my heart, knocked the blood clot loose in my brain. Not the blood clot loose in my heart. They went to my brain.
mhm. So, you had surgically induced stroke, in a sense.
There it is. Thank you. Now
All
I'm gonna
right.
say that next time somebody, what happened? Surgically induced stroke. Say it just like that.
All right. So let's back up a little bit.
All right.
When did you realize that you had pneumonia though? I mean, and how long did it take for you to actually go to the doctor?
I realized I had pneumonia when I started coughing up blood, and I'm a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Not cigarettes, but I'm a smoker, and I just kept ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kept
Okay.
ignoring it.
And then
My breathing would get different. My energy levels would get really low. I just kept ignoring it.
mhm. And how long did you have it before you were actually taken to the hospital? Because you said someone else made the decision for you to have the surgery.
No, it all happened once I went to the. This all happened in the span of like a weekend.
Oh wow.
Someone made the decision to not just to be. If I had been conscious, I'd have been like, "Nah, let's go ahead and deal with the pneumonia first. We can get to this heart later."
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get a chance to make that decision. So
Okay.
they went for the heart instead of taking care of the pneumonia.
Okay.
Right then, they went for the heart.
And did you suffer any complications after you had a stroke because they didn't deal with the pneumonia first?
Mm. Well, it was a pretty bad situation. I had to get life flighted from Northside Hospital in Atlanta to Grady.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like the details are very fuzzy to me.
Mm-hmm.
As I said earlier, I was out of it for 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days I was out.
Okay. But when you woke up, what was the first thing you remember?
That I didn't have on any underwear, and I was like on my knees. I ain't have on no drawers. I ain't have on no drawers.
Sir.
I just woke up like
Wait a minute. So you were praying?
that's what it looked like.
That's the first thing you remember. All
Hmm.
right. So when you couldn't remember what happened to you, what did the doctors come in and say, to you after that?
I just remember turning over on my side
Hmm.
and the doctors coming around me, everybody explaining to me that I had a stroke. Do you know you had a stroke? They was asking me like I would have known.
Hmm.
I was like, nah, is that what I had? All right then. We've been rolling with that ever since.
Okay. So what changed? Did your mobility or your speech, did anything change when you woke up that you noticed?
My life completely.
Okay.
Nothing from that moment.
Hmm.
I know they told me somebody would have to walk me to the bathroom
Hmm.
if I had to do number two.
Hmm.
I guess they weren't expecting me to walk. I got up and walked.
Okay. All right. So what challenges did you face?
In the beginning,
Yes.
wanting food, not hospital food.
Oh,
I had never been locked down like that in my life. The freedom, the freedom. I did a 3 week bid in the hospital. It's the truth.
all right. So which side of your body did it affect?
The left. Should I show the people?
Yeah, you can show them if you want to.
Let's go
Uh,
this way.
you know what?
You go that way. That's what it's gonna look like.
And you can't open your hand at all or straighten it.
A little
No.
bit. Hold on. You work on it. Just messing with you.
See, yeah, because you do go to physical therapy. How
Yeah, it
often?
moves a little bit. Hold on. It feels like it looks. If I get it open during the conversation, I'll show you.
Okay. All right. And you say you do go to physical therapy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The muscles in the left arm
Mm-hmm.
around here are really tight,
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it prohibits the muscles from like doing like this would do, flexes and all that stuff. I don't have that action. All the muscles like tied around the tendons,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but I haven't given up. You know why?
Why?
Because God has never left me. Hopefully, he never left this either.
Nope, he's still working on you.
Mhm.
So, are you having to take any medication? Are you having to, besides physical therapy, are you having to do anything else to help with that?
For my hand,
Yes.
no. Maybe nerve pills like gabapentin.
Hmm.
That's it.
Do you
Uh,
experience any pain or
yeah, it feels like it looks. I don't take pain medication either. Just have to deal with it.
have you tried anything holistically to correct it?
Nah, nah, not yet.
Would you consider anything like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll talk about that some more once we get off of here. And
Oh,
everyone who's been watching knows that I am a Love Biome affiliate. So we'll be talking about that when we get off the call.
cool.
But so you said it's changed your life drastically. How has it changed your life?
The stroke,
Yes.
you didn't catch that. My brain ain't there like it used to be.
Oh no.
I
No.
ain't as crisp as I used to be.
But you're doing great. See, that's one thing that I like to encourage people when you go through some type of major health event in your life, your new normal is the best you are at that point. You can only get better. So you got to cheer for yourself. Even though you might not remember stuff the way that you used to remember, you do remember some things. You remember to get on this call. Remember,
That was a struggle.
you
That
remember
was a
your
real
name,
struggle.
but you realize some people when they have a stroke, they can't even talk. They
Hmm.
can't do anything. So
Use the bath on their own. As I said earlier, they weren't expecting me to do that. And like
right,
for 2 weeks, somebody had to go in there after I went in there.
right.
Check what I did.
Yeah.
Wonder
So
how much they get paid to do that.
you know
Check
what?
turds. Oh, that's a good turd. Bad turd. That bad turd. He got bad turds
What's
today.
wrong with you?
Come on. How do you judge a turd?
You know, there are some poops are more productive than others. But no, seriously, you give yourself some grace because when you go through a traumatic event or a health event, you have to give your body and your mind time to recover. So don't be hard on yourself.
I hear you. However, people are pretty hard on me, so I stay ready. It kind of keeps me like in a defensive mode.
Really? So how are
Oh
people
yeah.
hard on you?
You think people care about this? Nope. They don't care.
Mm,
I can't tell you how people are so inconsiderate. Hey, can you pick this up? Man, you know I can't pick that up, but I try to pick it up anyways. Not with this hand.
yeah,
People are mean.
yeah, yeah. I can
They'll treat you.
imagine.
They some people treat you like you're the reason why your situation may have happened.
Mm. Until it
Think about somebody may have had lung cancer. The first thing a person would think who hadn't been through anything, oh well, you shouldn't have been smoking them cigarettes.
yep, like
I
that.
had a stroke. Like you said, well, what made that happen? It was just time. God had to get my attention.
That's true. Because you know that I think the most callous people are those people that have never been through anything. Because I can remember, when I was a teenager, I used to say to people all the time, because I was in a group called TAPS. It was like Teens Against Pregnancy, and they had us going out, talking to other kids about, waiting till marriage, and then if you're not waiting, you use contraception, that kind of stuff. And I used to sit there and wonder, like, man, why are these kids going out here having all these kids? But then at the same time, it's like just because you haven't experienced that part of life yet doesn't mean you can look at those folks that way. I learned that real early. So I stopped looking at folks any kind of way. I don't judge folks at all because all the
Gotta miss
things
the
that could
night.
potentially come your way, it's like God is shielding you from this stuff. But then every so often, something will sneak through. And once it does, it has nothing to do with you. And you didn't do anything to get it. It was something that God allowed. And you have to learn to accept what God allows instead of looking at other folks saying, this is why this happened to you, or that's why that happened to you, when they have no clue. Sometimes it's just what God allowed. So yeah, that's awful that people would do those sorts of things to you. So how do you advocate for yourself?
Uh, Lean on God and not your own understanding. My own understanding, I feel like, kind of helped me get in this situation, thinking that
Mhm.
I had all the sense.
Yeah. So was your left hand your dominant hand or is your right hand?
My right hand, thank God.
Okay. So you still drive?
Yeah,
Okay. And you're able to exercise still?
yeah.
Okay. So it just really limits you being able to pick things up and carry things.
I can't do push-ups, but I do planks.
Okay. All right.
I've always been a solution-oriented person,
Mm-hmm.
so I find ways around everything.
And with you being a comedian, do you make it part of your show?
Yeah, a little bit. It's taken some getting used to because the
Hmm.
first 13 years I didn't spend talking about this.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is
Then
true.
it's like, do I hide it? Do I just go up here and just hold it? What do I do?
Hmm.
Because
Well,
I'm the only person I've never seen this on anybody else. I'm the only one. I'm an original, one
mm-hmm.
of one.
Okay.
Wait till I see somebody else with this. I'm gonna give them some doubt. Hey,
Don't be like that.
hey, you gotta come here. Come here, come here now, brother or sister. Come here.
What is wrong with you?
My bad.
That's so sad. Well, I mean, it's good that you can make light of it, but at the same
Mhm.
time, I know that this can affect you mentally. How has that been for you mentally?
It's been tough. I would say I don't move with the same confidence because for the first 38 years of my life,
Mhm.
I had both hands. I learned not to take things for granted. So let me get off the subject of talking bad about it for the other one go.
Uh-uh. No. You know
I
what?
thank God for my hands. Thank you, God.
But
You-
no, mental health is it's real because
Mhm.
you go from being one way to your life changing in an instant, and then you have to adapt to it because it's not like somebody comes along with a book and says, "Hey, this is what you got to do to be able to navigate, this new normal," or we're going to give you this much money to help you navigate this new normal. Because I'm sure were your medical bills astronomical?
Mm, they got up there, but thank God I had health insurance.
Okay,
I had over $450,000 in medical bills,
goodness.
but that's including the life flight. That
Mm-hmm.
was like 45 itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I managed to get affordable medicines.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken great care of my health, so I don't really have much to really worry about as far as health care. I'm not going to the doctor often, just regular. Matter of fact, my next checkup isn't until next year,
Okay, well that's good. Good.
and
So,
that's coming from congestive heart failure as well. 'Cause remember, that's what pushed the issue, the heart surgery.
mhm. And your heart is fine now?
Great.
Good. That is great. And
Mhm.
so how often do you have to go back to see a neurologist? Just every year, or have they moved it out to say, okay,
Neurologist, I would say I go about every 90 days.
okay.
We don't get along too well. He always has smart comments about me smoking.
Uh-oh.
But
Mm.
now I got, but now I can tell him this was a surgically induced stroke. I didn't have a stroke from smoking cigarettes.
Uh-oh. And he gonna say, what medical professional told you that? And I am not a medical professional. So you cannot say it was me. I am an engineer
I'm
slash
gonna say, my
scientist. No,
friend
by trade, I am not a medical doctor.
Erica said,
Nope. Mm-mm. not me. Mm-mm. But no, so the question is, have you given up smoking? No.
I'm the healthiest smoker ever.
Okay.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I was just curious if you had or not. Since the neurologist was giving you a rough time about smoking, just in
But my
general.
cardiologist encouraged me to smoke what I smoke versus everything that I do. He
Okay.
say nicotine, no. Alcohol, no. That, yes, has no effects on your heart.
Okay.
So that's what I roll with.
So that's why you should tell him the cardiologist told you that. That's better than telling some lady that you met on Facebook told you.
I don't owe him. I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't owe him nothing.
That's right. That's right. All right. So I'm just curious. If you were to meet someone now who just had a stroke, what would you say to them to encourage them?
I would tell them to be more self-aware.
Hmm.
I would see what maybe had caused their stroke and tell them to stay away from that
Okay.
and to take it easy. Don't stress over little stuff. Because I know recovering from the stroke was like the most different thing.
Hmm.
It's like, wow, I'm really tired. I really don't have energy. I'm getting tired of thinking. I used to just give up. Somebody asked me something, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Just give up.
Really? So if someone asked you a question, it took you a while to process the
I didn't
question?
want to. I didn't care. Leave me alone. I didn't want to be bothered. I would tell them to understand that, but be willing to change.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to have to change drastically from a stroke. What they did for me.
Okay. Okay. So is there anything else that you want to share concerning, your stroke or
I bet I'll
anything?
think of like 8,000 things after we're done. However, I'm just big on health. I don't want to talk about me because it's not about me. It's about God and what He did for me.
Hmm.
I just want anybody seeing this to know that He can do it for you.
Okay. And what was your support system like?
Horrible.
Mhm.
I don't know anybody else that had a stroke. My family, they were like the complete opposite of what I would have thought.
Mhm.
My friends, previous friends, pretty much deserted me.
Wow.
I got a few that I could still call on and say they're still friends and
Mhm.
call and ask them for a favor or whatnot, call and talk.
Mhm.
But very few people checked on me to this day.
Mhm.
So it taught me a lot about friendship, valuing friendship, relationships.
Mhm.
Most importantly, valuing like your life.
Right.
Only get one that we know of, that I know of. This is the only one I got.
Right. And then if you find out about another one, it's not like you can come back and tell us about it.
That's right.
But is there anything else, that you wanted to share or any questions that you had or anything that you wanted, like any resources that you want people to know about that's available for stroke survivors?
I don't know of any. I've been in pretty much one hand band this whole time. It's just us. I was a dishwasher for a little bit with the good hand.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm.
So besides being a comedian, what else do you do now?
Right now, I help my cousin run a business. I don't get any disability or anything like that.
Really?
Is that crazy? Social Security was denied. I appealed.
Hmm.
You tag Social Security in this, they could see it.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you.
This is
But
crazy.
I just don't understand. I think I can put you in touch with some folks that may
I
be
don't
able
get a
to help
dime
you.
from big ass teeth. I don't get a dime. Help me get these big teeth shaved too. I'm messing with you.
But no, I know people that have had strokes before and they've been given assistance in their own full, disability and things of that nature. So I'll put you in contact with those people and see what they can do to help you as well.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you, like I said, for being so transparent and coming on and sharing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. Seriously.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching this episode of Embracing the Fight. I hope that his message touched you and that it helps you to think more about your health and taking care of yourself because you only have one life. And know that even though you got this one life, God will never leave you alone in it. He has never left us. And as always, I want you all to have an absolutely amazing day.